It's really funny to watch all the corporations and companies out there wanting to create social networks, but limiting the social aspect of it. It's almost like Facebook's interaction with Google, you know? I got an idea, let's like work with social OpenAD, and then when you realize what it actually is, it's like, whoops, you know, you would actually have to be social with everybody, you know? So Facebook's
you know, that's a really good question. Why is it that social networks don't want to be social with other social networks?
Well, I'm going to answer that question.
It's like, well, I want to be social, but only within my own little clique of my own little happy network.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to give you the answer.
And then I'm going to point my fingers at the other networks over here and say, ha, 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 you guys aren't good enough to interact with our network.
Of course. Well, answer number one is all of them are run by men. Mm-hmm. Answer number two is that you run the risk of trying to convert social currency, which is our diagram, social currency to financial currency. And the fear is that suddenly you would share too openly. They want to keep their users encapsulated in their platform. This is very common. Mr. Black talked to us about that. The whole model is the reason they eventually shut down once they've entrapped all their users for free is that they want to keep everybody in the page, and they feel like passing page rank and all these other things is somehow going to bleed the power of their system. When in reality, and there's some subtleties to it all, but the reality is that they need to, you know, keep money. Their belief system is that if they share less, they want to control. It's not that they want to. It's not that they don't want to share. It's that they want to control the patent that communicates everything. That's why Facebook stormed out of the Google OpenID system, is because, you know, they suddenly realized, wow, if he who controls the access or the communication mechanism controls the whole thing.
But they said that it was about user privacy, that they felt that Google's API somehow compromised the user privacy of Facebook users.
Right.
Because it shared their information with other networks.
Oh my God. See, here's the dilemma that we're up against. In fact, there's a whole political movement just in time for the economic failure of our banking system, of course. You know, the idea of too much sharing, not that there'll be a failure like that, but if there was, it would seem very apropos to the transmission of open systems and communications across all economic systems and all social currencies. It's just very ironic that this kind of potential would happen during a time where, you know, so to me, the issue is this. You know, social systems and networks are designed to allow massive interactions, you know, across multiple disciplines and without any concern for sex, nation, creed, level of education, or business opportunity. And that kind of a system only Google could pull off. So of course Facebook is going to go running. Now we have a lot of the programmers complaining that that Google's stuff really is just not, you know, that savvy. You know, so we'll have to see where it goes. But.
So what you're saying essentially is that men have as an overall goal the desire to protect, as in the proprietary aspect, kind of the caveman mentality of, this is my cave, this is my social network, therefore I will protect it and nobody else may gain access to my cave.
Correct.
And all of the women and children and tribe within my cave is mine. Whereas women, especially gamma women and alpha gamma women who tend to be networkers or the creators of networks, we are constantly looking at ways to network better, as in how can we create more connections, better connections, more openness, more transparency.
That's correct. And that's why, as you and I have talked about, so, you know, neurosociology or neurosocial networking and anthropology, is that even Helen Fisher's work, The Sex Contract, one of her books, let's go further back and what this actually means. If you go further all the way back, you know, the same reason that men don't stop and ask directions or ask where the next gas station is the same exact reason that women do. Okay, in other words, we're polar opposites. Because think about it, you're sitting back in a cave, right? The men have to be out there fighting and acquiring for themselves. The tribal circumstance was prided on the ability to bring home, you know, to provide for the family, bring home the bacon, so to speak. Whereas women were sitting back in the caves, you know, doing whatever it was that they were doing.
Excuse me? We were burying the children and cooking over the campfire and skinning the meat that you brought home and, you know, painting on the cave walls to decorate and
we were
like that. And we were sewing your clothes so you wouldn't be out there hunting naked.
And we were surfing for porn on the internet. So
back to social networking.
Well, and And back to me, as Mystery Method would say.